Watch the shocking moment a man destroys a memorial to victims of the October the 7th attacks, as horrified onlooker asks him why. A man who has been brandished evil by commenters online has been caught on film heartlessly destroying a memorial to victims of the October 7th Hamas massacre. The man was seen throwing flowers as well as a plaque, a football and cuddly toys left in Hove as part of a tribute to those killed in Israel this time last year. A woman filming the attack can be heard saying "What? Why?" during the footage. The thug, who is wearing a beige jacket and trousers and a black cap, is also seen tossing a planter so that the soil falls out. Sussex police said the incident was reported to them on Friday, October 4th, and the investigation is underway as the force works to identify the man behind the attack. Today marks the first anniversary of the massacre, which saw Hamas terrorists attack attendees of Nova Festival before spreading to smaller communities, in a day of horror which left nearly 2,000 people killed. The shocking incident comes as grieving families paid a moving pre-dawn tribute to the terror victims amid a huge security operation. In this footage, a passerby can be heard shouting "Oi" in the video as the tribute saboteur rips up a photo. The second man then positions himself between the thug and the memorial. He tells him, "Go, get back, go on."
Get back to you. Ready? Go. Go. Give me that. God.
The video was posted to X and captioned, "A memorial honouring the victims murdered on October 7th, 2023 in Israel by Hamas was completely destroyed by this man. Vandalism at its worst, disrespecting the memory of innocent lives lost." Online commenters were quick to condemn the man's actions, with some calling for him to be arrested. One wrote, "This breaks my heart. I just cannot imagine how evil you have to be to do something like this." One described him as an evil old man, and the passerby who intervened and shooed him away was praised. A snap of the damaged memorial was later shared to Instagram. The caption claimed it had been targeted 20 times in the last 10 months, but never this ferociously, adding, "It's chilling to imagine what they could be capable of doing to a human being. Enough is enough." The Hove Shrine was initially placed there in November last year, just weeks after the massacre. People from across the region and beyond have been attracted to it, and a daily service has even been held there. In June, a yellow ribbon tied around a tree by the chief rabbi at the shrine was also targeted, with stickers saying "Boycott Israel Apartheid" and "Free Palestine." Adam Marnitz's family were murdered on October 7th, and his cousin Shai Yadan is also being held hostage in Gaza. He told the Jewish Chronicle, "Israelis and Jews are targets for both the far-right and the pro-Palestinian movement. They dehumanise the hostages, demonise our community, and target any symbols or memorials for their hate. No matter how many times they try to intimidate us, it will not work. They have destroyed our memorial 20 times, and each time we build it back again. We will never let the haters win." Sussex police said in a statement, "We are aware of a video circulating online relating to a man damaging the Jewish memorial in Palmyra Square, Hove." Detective Superintendent Ben Newman said, "Following a report to police on October 4th, we were saddened to learn of this act of vandalism against a memorial that holds great significance for many people. We understand the distress this may cause, and we are treating this incident as a hate crime. An investigation is underway, and if you have information to help us identify the person responsible, we ask you to contact police." Ayelet Savitsky's two brothers were murdered by Hamas, and her mother was kidnapped on October the 7th. Ayelet believes Westerners need to remember who the terrorists are, warning the attacks on Israel are just the start of a wider war on Western civilization.
This war, it's not against Israel, and it's not just against the Jews, okay? There's an agenda here, and once they're done with us, okay, God forbid, they'll move on. And I think if people really want to get it, they need to understand the agenda. because it's Israel first. It's not only Israel. So what's next? And who's next? And I think people need to learn more and understand what all of us are up against. Because at the end of the day, we need to understand we're all in this together.
Kind of the suggestion there is that you very much see this as almost a war against Western civilization.
I believe all of these terrorist organizations are Iranian proxies. Most of those organizations are not very shy about their beliefs. We need to listen. I've interpreted things my way, and I've learned a painful lesson. And I've lost 2 brothers.
Sir Keir Starmer chose to condemn the attacks in a speech he made in Parliament to mark the first anniversary since October 7th.
Mr. Speaker, 15 British citizens were brutally slain that day. Another has since died in captivity. Our thoughts today are with the Jewish people around the world, the Jewish community here in the United Kingdom, and all those that we lost a year ago. For so many, the pain and horror of that day is as acute today as it was a year ago. They live it every day. Last week, I met the families of British hostages and those killed on the 7th of October. I sat with them as they told me about their loved ones. I will never forget their words. Mandy Damari spoke of her love for her daughter Emily. She said, and I quote, "My personal clock stopped at 10:24 on the 7th of October, the moment when Emily sent a desperate, unfinished message as Hamas attacked her kibbutz. She is still held captive today." We can hardly imagine what hostages like Emily are going through, nor what the families are going through. The agony, day after day. So I say again, the hostages must be returned immediately and unconditionally. They will always be uppermost in our minds. And I pay tribute again to the families for their incredible dignity and determination. Mr. Speaker, today is also a day of grief for the wider region as we look back on a year of conflict and suffering. The human toll amongst innocent civilians in Gaza is truly devastating. Over 41,000 Palestinians have been killed, tens of thousands orphaned, almost 2 million displaced, facing disease, starvation, desperation, without proper health care or shelter. It is a living nightmare, and it must end. We stand with all innocent victims in Israel, Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, and beyond. And we stand with all communities here in the United Kingdom against hatred of Jews or Muslims.
Nicholas Dunning, GB News.